A few months ago, I posted a video discussing the descent into right-wing hell Javier Milei was dragging Argentina into. Unsurprisingly, it attracted some negative attention, with people eager to tell me how wrong I was appearing in the comments. A theme across them, and also in wider conversations on the topic, was that Milei's hyper-capitalist project was necessary, that austerity, deregulation, and privatisation were needed to save the country from itself, that right-wing libertarianism and the liberation of the market would deliver prosperity for Argentinians. Fast forward to the present, and the situation is not quite so promising. In an unsurprising turn of events, the disastrous effects of Milei's far-right shock therapy policies have led Argentina to a perilous state of affairs, with a worsening cost of living crisis, disintegration of critical infrastructure, and degradation of human rights. In response, political ally Donald Trump has pledged to bail out the Argentinian economy, the US government loaning them $20 billion. It would be easy to point to the irony here. Milei has spent decades screaming about his adoration of laissez-faire capitalism, his belief in the freedom of the market, the importance of individual responsibility. Here is a man that told scientists the free market alone would judge their research, now forced to beg another state for a multi-billion handout to rescue them from oblivion. Once again, austerity removes the capability of a country to improve the conditions of the people living within it. However, whilst it certainly should be an indicator to the hypocrisy and incompetence of the political right, this is no outlier for capitalist behaviour. Milei's political movement is interested in Argentina only as a set of commodities to plunder, because they are venture capitalists seeking a profit. Their ideological allies in the US have the same goal, and use American resources to further their economic interests overseas. The seeming contradiction in lambasting foreign aid and then pouring it into a self-inflicted economic catastrophe is explained by the overall goal of capitalism, the relentless and unequivocal pursuit of capital. Governments and states are just pieces moved around to achieve this goal, no matter how many people die in the process. Milei's government are unpopular and corrupt, much like Trump's. They aren't interested in a coherent, consistent economic philosophy to guide themselves and their citizens. They want to loot their countries as much as they can before their actions catch up to them. The further right you go, the more apparent this becomes, until we reach the naked expression of capitalism, fascism, where all notions of liberty are dispensed with to enrich the selected few.
I think that's one of the things lost in all this as well. People don't survive these regimes. Milei, he's already done so many awful actions against the Argentinian people, be it indigenous populations, be it women's rights, be it protesters having the right to protest, just violence and state oppression, all in the name of capital. They want to make money. And the same thing happens in the US with Trump. You look at the rising violence that is being taken against immigrants, people who are suspected of being there illegally, which is just anyone ICE wants, really, just black people, non-white people, anyone who looks foreign, LGBTQ, so a shared enemy of fascists and the far right. It's wherever you look, just oppression and suppression and violence against people for nonsense reasons. Trump, he says he's trying to make America great again, and he's clearly not. This $20 billion that they're sending off to Argentina, that could be going to improving the American population. The ones he's supposedly fighting for, he's depriving him of state essentials and sending him off elsewhere. Now, this isn't to say that we shouldn't be cooperating as nations. It's good that we help each other, but they aren't helping Argentinian people. Trump's sending that money because he's got an ally there that supports the nationalist far-right agenda of the global powerhouse of capitalism. And, he's doing what he can to help his friend out. He knows that Milei's unpopular. He knows that he's unpopular as well. And wherever you look, they're spending their money to maintain their power. So I think it's a really important moment here. We've got to see this for what it is, just a far-right power grab, and act accordingly.